Morning! Having a little boogie. Feeling a bit of MJ. You know, I get told off every single Sunday. Every single Sunday I get told off by YouTube for putting music on my videos, and I'm like, I don't care. So I'm expecting another warning today about the music. Luckily, it doesn't mean that my channel gets impacted. It just tells me I have a copyright issue, and I can't monetize my channel, or I can't monetize the video, which I don't anyway. So just in case there's adverts that get run through my videos, I don't monetize my channel. At some point in the future, I will look to do it just because it makes sense. But right now, I don't. So if they're pumping video adverts through my videos, please know it's not because I am earning any money off of these videos. I do these videos for free, as you guys know. A lot of people do not. So how are we? How are we? How are we? How are we? I was absolutely not going to, I'm not singing, Lisa. Like, I love a good sing song, but I like the backing music to go with it. But I like what you did there. I like what you did there. Anyway, gorgeous ladies and gents, completely off the cuff this morning. Why am I here this morning rather than where I should be? The fuel crisis. Yes, apparently here in the UK, we have got a fuel crisis going on. So unfortunately, fortunately, whichever way you want to look at it, unfortunately for me, because I wanted to spend the day with a couple of friends, fortunately for you guys, because I'm here with you, my travels to Gloucestershire this morning have been put on hold for a couple of weeks because I physically couldn't get any fuel to be able to go. So it's extremely, extremely interesting. Meredith, we don't have an issue here. We don't have an issue here. I'm going to go into that in a little bit more. However, let's start at the very beginning. So I saw you guys on Friday evening. I did a video on healing on Friday. If you have not gone and watched that video, please go and watch it. I have hundreds of people messaging me every single day, asking me about my healing journey, asking me about fasting, asking me about all these different things. Go watch that video. It will really help with the starting phases of your healing journey. And I've got to be honest with you, ladies and gents, is an element that it's down to you. Okay, people literally say to me, tell me exactly what you did. I can't tell you what's going to work for your body. I can guide you. I can absolutely guide you that this is going to happen, and certain things, but I don't know you. Like, I'm not you. Like, your intuition. What's that noise? I'm like, where's that noise coming from? Oh, wow. Whatever. I just completely got distracted then. So yeah, just so you guys know, I am laying out a bit of a foundation for you, and then it's down to you guys to use your intuition. It's my job as a coach to help you guys bring your intuition online. Like, my members will tell you, they get so frustrated with me because they want me to tell them. They want me to tell them exactly verbatim what to do. But that's not my job. I'm not a teacher. I'm here to remind you how to tap into your gifts so that you can then go on your journey, because you can do what I do. I can do what you do. Maybe I choose not to. Maybe you choose not to. But the truth of the matter is, we can do it all, ladies and gents. Okay? So a couple of things that I want to talk about. First and foremost, this intention that I've set to the universe is magical right now. So as you guys know, I am so ready to meet the person that's going to be my baby daddy, by all accounts. I met my son the other day, and I'll share a little bit more about that. So, but the intentions that I've put out there have been extremely interesting. Like, I am constantly meeting people. I met 3 men this morning when I was out in the forest. Do you get what I mean? And I was chatting to you guys on Instagram for about 20 minutes of it. So you can imagine what's going on. It's like buses right now. But it's really exciting. It's really exciting times. Whatever we are putting out, we are getting back in. And some of you might be sat there going, oh, well, I'm manifesting and it's not coming to me. The fundamental truth of the matter is, if you're not completely in alignment with it, it's not going to come to you. literally. So let's just raise the consciousness on that. Whatever you are choosing right now, you are living. Literally, you are choosing. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I mean this. So yesterday I was driving back from Manchester. I'd been up north, and I was driving back, and I knew in my heart, I knew in my soul that I wouldn't be going today to Gloucestershire because of just basically the noise around petrol, the fuel issue or non-issue, whatever you want to call it. And I knew. So of course, I was calling it in. Does that make sense to you guys? Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, we are calling in everything that we are living right now. We are calling in and we are literally living the experiences that we need to, okay? So please just recognize this. Trust that everything is happening exactly as it needs to. You will be having to have conversations that you don't particularly want to be having right now. Like this morning, if you watch my Instagram live, I put a few very clear boundaries in with people, and the people probably don't like it, but I need to protect me. That's my job. That's my job as Lucy Davis. I've got to protect Lucy Davis. Yes, I want to protect you guys. Yes, I want to help you guys heal. Yes, I want to help you guys in all of those things. But if you're not doing the do yourself, like there's only so much I can do. Like I physically can't do it for you. So let's just raise the consciousness on that right now. Let's just accept that whatever we are living, good, bad, or ugly, if plans are not going, to the way that you'd like them to, or maybe you're having conversations with people and you're like, darn it, I'm not getting what I want and I'm not getting the response that I want. Remember, it's for your growth. You're needing to get that information for your growth. Okay, so just wanted to get that out there, guys. And by the way, if I ever put a boundary in place with you, please don't think that it's from a place of nastiness or from a place of hate or from a place of anger. I love everybody. Just doesn't mean I'm going to take on your stuff. Okay, and I hope that's really clear with you guys. I love everybody, every single human, every single conscious being on the planet. I love you all. I don't love any of you any more than others, not right at the moment. Like I love my family, obviously, a lot. But I have a soul family that I love just as much as my real family. So, like even in that sense. So just to be really clear with you guys, if I'm putting a boundary in place or if I'm saying like ending a conversation or whatever, don't think it's because I don't like you. It's just I know in my soul it's not the conversation that's going to serve me. And that's not my ego. Like you guys know, I'm very, very clear. I'm shown the path that I'm walking down. So I just have to have the conversations that are going to help all of us elevate. I can't be bothered to keep going through the sludge and pretending things when I know that they're not right. Okay, so, and I suggest you guys take a leaf out of my book with this. It will literally change your life if you stop trying to force a square peg in a round hole and you actually stand up and go, do you know what? I know that this isn't right. I'm going to have the conversation, as challenging as it may be. You will help your elevation. You will help your ascension a lot more by having those conversations right now, okay? You are currently picking a timeline. Everybody is currently picking a timeline. And I'm sorry to keep banging on about my Instagram live this morning. You guys should go and watch it. But on the Instagram live this morning, a part of it was around a gentleman who I've known for many, many, many years, like way back when. Every now and again, he pops up on my lives and he asks me the same question over and over around what's going on around the world. Like, just tell me what's going on around the world, Lucy. And with all due respect, I have picked a timeline that is of a higher consciousness than this person is currently choosing. I am not going to keep lowering myself down to a consciousness to keep explaining the same thing. That's called insanity. Okay. Now, I'm not being rude to this person, and many people do this, guys. I'm just using it as a good example because he always comments on my public stuff rather than private. So I'm not being nasty by not saying to him, do this, do this, do this, and do this. I'm educating him that if he chooses the higher timeline, he needs to do the work. Nobody in higher consciousness is going to be doing the work for you. Remember, truth is only the first step on the elevation to ascension. The first step. So if maybe you've got a level of consciousness on that the fuel crisis isn't actually a crisis, that perhaps the virus was overfabricated, that perhaps this program isn't quite right, that's only step number one on the consciousness ladder, ladies and gents. Please don't think that you're conscious just because you've got a layer of truth. just because you've started digging deep. Consciousness is something very, very different. Now, what I'm now doing is saying the people that are choosing the same timeline as me, of course, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you as best as I possibly can. You guys watching my videos, you've chosen the higher path of consciousness. I cannot help you if you keep going back to scoop up your family and your partners and your people that just don't get it. That's not up to me to help you do that. And this is where I'm putting boundaries in place right now. You want to come with me, guys? Come with me. I see a literal split of consciousness. I literally see there is going to be the people that are choosing to live in a lower vibration, in a vibration of fear. And that's where they are going to stay. That's where they're going to remain. And over here, there's going to be a higher consciousness of people that are choosing to live in love, choosing to live in truth, choosing to live in all of faith, choosing to live and recognize that there is a God and he resides or she resides within you. Like, it's breaking down all of these limitations and all of the beliefs that we've had that have limited our mind for all of this period of time. Like, this is what we need to be doing right now. And with all due respect, guys, I can't keep helping you. You've got to help yourself. Little rant, little tangent this morning. I think it's a very, very needed one, though. So pick your timeline. My timeline is I will help anybody. And as you would have seen this morning, I responded to the guy's message. I also did a video this morning and I've basically said, go and do this. And then if you have questions, come back to me. But if you look at it and you get the information, you're not going to have questions. You're actually not going to have questions. You're going to start unfolding and you are going to go on the journey to your truth. So pick your timeline right now. You cannot be all things to all people. Fact. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about my journey up north yesterday. I'm not going to go into all of the details of the technology I used. I'm actually going to do an Instagram live on that tomorrow because I feel it's a really, really good place. So I'll pop it through my stories and I'm letting you guys know here. Around 8:30 tomorrow morning, I will be doing a live on the actual technology that I used yesterday. Okay. Now, as you can see, I'm looking 10 years younger and I'm like, I'm joking. It doesn't work like that. But, I'm feeling amazing and I had a really great experience. But I'm going to share all about that tomorrow. What I'm going to share today is about the journey up, the journey back, and around this fuel crisis or around the crisis ease that we are having in the UK predominantly. But I'm also going to talk about things that are going on in and around the world. So interestingly, thank you, Mal. I feel amazing. Like, I feel amazing. My skin is really clear. I feel amazing. I've started eating again. I broke my fast on Friday. So I've been eating fruit for the last couple of days. Literally, I ate fruit all the way up and all the way back yesterday. And I'm starting to be able to, I got into bed last night, my stomach was rumbling and I was like, wow, I haven't had that feeling in a long time. So I'm feeling freaking awesome. I did a bit of a run this morning as well, which was really nice. So tomorrow morning I will properly do probably a 5K run before I do my video with you guys. So life is coming back to normality right now. Okay. Life is really coming back to normality right now. Okay. So first things first, yesterday morning, I set off so bloody early. I really, really did. And what was so interesting is I woke up an hour before my alarm. When you are living on your passion, when you are living on your purpose, doesn't matter how little sleep you get, you bounce out of bed like a little rocket. And I was like, yay. My vision, the reason I went up north yesterday was basically, initially I was supposed to be seeing a friend, but she got taken sick. So I was just like, I'm still going to go. Basically, you guys know my one mission on this planet is to create a healing centre here in the UK. And then there's going to be others around the world. I know part of the healing process is going to have to involve something physical that people can actually do. So people like perhaps my mum, for example, who don't necessarily believe that they can physically heal themselves, can use some technology or they can use something so they can literally get the downloads that, yes, okay, I'm actually capable of healing myself, but you'll just be using some technology or whatever. I don't know when the med beds are going to become available. Literally, I don't know when they're available. Now, my interpretation of the med bed is literally you'll hop in it, about 5 seconds later, maybe a little spin around or whatever, you're out and you're good to go. That's my interpretation. I don't know if that's true or not. Now, the equipment that I went in yesterday was very much about sound, vibration, and light healing. Okay, so just to bring that into your consciousness, like I say, I'll give you more details on it tomorrow. So I was like, okay, this could be a really good investment, and it could be the first piece of technology that we could bring into the healing center. Is this getting me to my end goal? Yes. So of course I'm going to do the long journey. Of course I'm going to do the long journey. I'm going to go and try it out. And I always trust everything happens for a reason. The people I meet on the journey, and my journey was incredible. And I'm only going to give you a really short version of it today. So as soon as I got in my car, it was bloody early in the morning. As soon as I got in my car, I was just driving up the road and a fox ran straight out in front of me. And in all the time that I've lived here, I've been here about 3 weeks now, I think. In all the time that I've been here, at no point has a fox just run out in front of me in the car at that kind of time in the morning. And as you guys know, I'm an early bird. I go running every morning, and I haven't ever had that. So I was like, oh, thank you, Mr. Fox. Thank you for bringing me my first message of the day. And the first message of the day was basically trust your intuition, trust your psychic insights, trust the fact that you are going to be guiding people down the path. And of course, I'm going to trial some equipment. It's the only place you can use it in the UK. I will be sharing more, like I say, tomorrow. So please just go over to Instagram and you will get all the information there. I promise tomorrow. And I'm not doing that to build some kind of momentum. I just want to funnel it all in one place. It's easier for me to do it there. Okay. So, I'm on this journey and I'm like, thank you, Mr. Fox. And I was like, oh, this is quite interesting. Now, some people would look at a fox, a bit cunning and a little bit devious. I don't look at them like that. I look at it as it really brought a very, very strong symbolic message to me to say, you're on your path, you're doing the right thing, and you are going there based on your intuition, based on your psychic insights, that this is going to get you to the place where you can help other people even more than you already are. So I'm on my journey. Now, loads of stuff happened. Literally, guys, I can't even say to you, so much stuff happened on the way up. But actually, there was a part of the M6, no surprise, because the M6 is like the M25. It's like a bloody car park. There's a part of the M6 where they had closed the road because they were replacing a bridge or they were doing something. I could have sat there and just waited for the one lane to be free. But I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go on an intuitive drive. I love doing this. I had plenty of time. I left it so that I was going to have an hour before, because I've never been to this place before. I left it so I had an hour before, like I would arrive an hour before my appointment. So I had plenty of time. So I was like, I'm going to go on an intuitive drive. Anyway, I'm going on this intuitive drive and oh my gosh, it was incredible. There were so many signs, shop names, road names, bringing things into the consciousness around where I was going to be. And actually this little deviation kind of took me to near the place where I believe that the center needs to be. Very, very interesting, right? Very, very interesting. It always works the way that it needs to work. So I'm driving through these lanes and stuff. Anyway, I'm driving down this road and I can't help but notice. Literally, I can't help but notice there is a boy. I would put him at maybe 13 or 14. He's walking along the road with a plastic bag in his hand, like a black bin liner, but a white one. Quite a big bag. He's walking along and he's got one of those things picking up litter. And I just... literally, I slowed right down and I just pummeled so much love at this young lad, because I thought, do you know what? If there were more people on the planet like this young lad out on a Saturday morning picking up litter, I don't know if somebody made him do that or what his reasons for doing that, but my heart just really, really sent out so much love to him. What a beautiful, kind, sweet soul. And he was literally just picking things up and putting it in the bag. It didn't look like he had an ounce of ego to his name. And of course, this is me making assumptions. This is me interpreting a situation that I know nothing about. He could have been naughty. His mum could have sent him out to do it. But I didn't get that vibe from him. I got this vibe from him that he was God's angel. And I actually felt as if, oh my gosh, Lucy, you need to be doing more of that. And I do, guys. When I go to the beach, I always pick up plastic. If you guys have followed me when I used to be in Bali, you know, I used to go every day. I used to go and pick up a lot of plastic because in Bali, it's a real problem. And when I'm in the forest, anything that doesn't belong there, plastic bag, plastic bottles, anything like that, I will pick it up. I'll carry it and I'll put it in a bin. Luckily, in the forest where I live, I don't have too much that I see, thankfully. But, you know, I just thought to myself, this is what we need to be encouraging. This is New Earth behavior. This young lad on his own, he wasn't out with his parents, he wasn't out with a friend. This young lad on his own was demonstrating to me, Lucy, I'm living in New Earth. Like, I'm living in a consciousness where nobody else matters. And he wasn't bothered by the cars. It was almost like he couldn't see them. And I actually thought to myself, I wonder if that was a real person that I've just seen there, or if this was a message. But I'm sure, I feel he was real. I could feel his energy, and it was a beautiful energy. So first and foremost, the message is be kind, not only to yourself and to your loved ones and to everybody around you, but be kind to the planet. If you see something when you're out walking that doesn't belong, please pick it up. Obviously, be really careful with glass, but just please pick it up. You know, I wish that people would pick up their dog poo. Like, I wish that people would pick it up, because children can easily fall over, their hands can go in it, they can go in their eyes, and then they could be blind. Like, I wish that people would really take on board how dangerous it is. And people say so many times, oh yeah, but horses, Lucy, and this and that. Most of the animals that are out in the wild, it's they either go completely off the beaten track, first and foremost, or secondly, things like horses, they don't eat meat, and it's the processing of the meat going through the whole physical vessel that makes it very toxic. Okay, so please, let's encourage people. Let's encourage people to be doing the right thing. Let's encourage people to be picking up their litter and picking up their dog poop. Like, if you've got a dog, own it. It's something that you need to do. You know, I'm not here to moan at you, but I'm just here to say, please be responsible. Please be responsible. You know, all you need to do is be responsible for yourself. Carry your bottle to the bin. Pick up your dog poop. Because what you need to recognize, ladies and gents, is everybody is mirroring you. So if you, I mean, I'm shocked how many people throw their bags and they're like hanging on trees and stuff. I mean, for goodness sake, what possesses you to throw it? Like, what possesses you to throw it? You think kids don't rummage through the undergrowth? You think kids don't go off the beaten track and they might fall over? Like, come on, get a grip. Together, collectively, we can make the world a better place. So let's do that. Let's really step into that. This little lad, like I say, he must have been 13, 14, 15 maximum. He was setting an example. Now, I wonder how many people drove past him and just didn't even acknowledge it. Like, I was like, oh, I need to send you love. You are amazing. Thank you for bringing that into my consciousness. This is what is extremely important right now. Pick your timeline, New Earth timeline or lower vibrational timeline. Which one? And every single decision you make, every single choice you make, you should be asking these questions right now. So let's step forwards, okay? I ended up driving back yesterday, and I can't even say to you, before I left where I was up north, I drove round about 10 petrol stations because, you know, my mum had messaged me, make sure you get some fuel, Lucy, and I was already at half a tank. I'd driven, you know, 300 miles, I think it was, yesterday. And I had to drive 300 miles back. So you can imagine on one of the busiest days where there's a fuel crisis, like, I'm draining my whole tank of fuel, you know, but it didn't concern me. I knew I would be okay. But I went round about 10 stations, and every single one, they had massive queues or no fuel. So I thought to myself, do you know what? Universe, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust that all of this is going to make sense. First and foremost, I'm going to trust that you're going to get me home with no fuel, like with the fuel that I've got, if that's what's necessary. I'm also going to trust that you are going to serve me, and that I am actually going to be able to get fuel before I need it again. Okay, because I knew when I got back to where I live that I would probably have just like literally a smidgen over empty. Like literally a smidgen over empty. So I threw it out to the universe. I said, you protect me. I know that you've got me. I know, like, whatever. Now, bearing in mind, I was north of the UK. Okay. So I had to drive down. I'm going to speak about the roads that I remember. M54, M6, M42, M40, M25, M3. Okay, like they're the main motorways that I can remember off the top of my head. A hell of a long way, 300 miles I drove yesterday. Every single service station I passed said no fuel. Every single one without fail. When I got to the M25, every single sign, you know, they always used to say, stay home, be safe, only travel if you need to. Every single one said, no fuel at this services, no fuel at that services, no fuel at that services. Now, ladies and gents, bringing it into your consciousness once again, there is no fuel crisis. You are creating a crisis by panic buying. There is no fuel crisis. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of drivers that are speaking out saying there is no crisis. Our hours are being slashed. It's basically like they are fabricating. They are fabricating a crisis. And ladies and gents, every single one of you that has gone and filled your car up when you haven't really needed to, you are part of the problem. You are creating a crisis that is not necessary. Now, I know this is going to piss some of you off. Yeah, but Lucy, what if I, get to Thursday and there's no fuel? There will be fuel. There will be fuel. It's just everybody's buying what there is right now because people have been put into a spin. Now, why have they been put into a spin? Because the media, the newspapers, the radio stations are trying to distract you from something. Now, I predicted this 2 years ago. The first time everybody told me I was crazy. I remember so many people on Facebook giving me such a load of shit. Lucy, you're making a drama out of things, And I was like, it's coming. I promise you, it's coming. There is going to be lots of red flag events, food. The energy companies are going bust. We're going to have no heat. There's no petrol in the petrol stations. They're called red flag events. It's basically crisis after crisis after crisis because, guys, you are not easy to manipulate unless you are living in fear. Fear is the lowest on the consciousness ladder. If I can keep you living in fear, oh shit, I need to go and get petrol. Oh my gosh, I need to do this. It doesn't matter what the fear is. They can manipulate you while you are in that state. So if you have got half a tank of petrol and you drive your car once a week, please stop paying into this crisis. Because you are creating your legacy. You are choosing to live in fear. Now, as you guys can expect, I woke up this morning and I said to my guides, are you going to provide some fuel for me? So I went to a petrol station this morning and I got some diesel. I got some. What is going on with you people? And I know I'm preaching to the converted here, but what is going on? Last year it was toilet rolls. That was a distraction. Then it's, this. And now all of a sudden it's petrol. And let me be straight with you. In the next month or two, it's going to be energy, as in electricity, as in gas. I've told you all the way along. We are literally in a cycle of narcissism. We are literally in a cycle of abuse. And yes, my message was 18 months, 2 years too early. But I was being shown all of this was coming. I didn't know the bloody timelines. I didn't know that we were going to miss 12 months of our lives. You know, some people take the mick and they're like, oh, here she is, 12 months off again. I don't care. That's your ego piping up. You feel you need to be heard. We've lost 12 months of our lives. We've literally burnt 12 months of our lives. I don't think that's something to laugh about. I don't think that's something to be funny about. But some of you want to be, and I'm okay with that. We are choosing our timelines right now. I'm not saying don't have the level of consciousness that all of this is going on, but do have the level of consciousness is, do I really need to buy into this? Do I really need to create a storm? You know, I spoke with a girlfriend of mine who lives in America last night, and she basically said to me, oh my God, it's terrible what's going on in the UK. And I was like, what is? Like, what's really bad that's going on in the UK? She's like, you've got no fuel, you've got no food, you've got no energy. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And that's what's being projected in America, is that, oh my God, the UK is falling apart right now. They've got no fuel. Yes, because they've created a mythical crisis. And most people are still transfixed to the bloody television and the bloody radio and the bloody newspapers and magazines. So they buy into it. They are picking a lower vibrational timeline. Simple as that. And I'm not here to like nag people anymore about turning your TV off. If you're watching it, it's your own doing that you are going to stay on a lower vibrational timeline. Simple as that. You are creating your own destiny. Pick wisely what battles. Like, have a backup plan. Oh, God, okay, I've got half a tank of petrol. Do you know what? I drive my car twice a week. If for any reason in 4 weeks' time we've still got this situation going on, which we won't because there is no crisis, I'll use my bike, or I'll use the bus, or I'll find an alternative, lift share, car share, whatever. Like, come on, guys. Do we really need to be rehashing this same crap that we've been rehashing for the last 18 months, 2 years? It's absolute craziness. And this is how your governments are manipulating you. They are showing us these atrocities in Melbourne. Well, they're not actually, but we're seeing these atrocities in Melbourne. Okay? And what people are going is, oh my God, this is really bad. Oh my God, I need to be in fear. When actually, if you think back, this happened in America. This happened in England. And I'm not taking it away from Melbourne. You guys are being hit hard right now. Australia is being hit hard right now. It's about elevating the consciousness. It's about elevating and saying, this is not happening on my watch. I'm not going to buy into this. I'm not going to go and, throw my anger at these situations. Let the people whose sole contract it is go and do that stuff. We've all got our sole contracts. Let the people that want to go and create the revolution, that want to cause, that kind of stuff, let them go on their sole contract. It doesn't mean you need to. You can pick the higher timeline. Exactly. The earthquake wasn't an earthquake. I spoke about this, I think, on Instagram Live in the week. This is, first and foremost, Mother Nature is saying, I'm tired of this. Secondly, all of these situations that are going on around the world at the moment, from my perspective, are human intervention. Okay? So I just want to bring that into your consciousness. I feel every single event that's going on around the world right now, volcanoes, earthquakes, they're all human intervention. Okay? Whatever that may be, please, can you take that comment off of I need that comment removed. Oh no, I can do it. It's fine. Please don't put comments like that. Please do not put comments like that on my chat. I've said this many, many times. Please do not put comments. Please do not use words like that on my chat because my videos will get banned. If you are at a point that you do not comprehend that human intervention is being used in all of these scenarios to create a drama, to create a red flag event so that they can cleanse, so that they can detox, so that they can literally get us where we need to be for consciousness, guys, you've missed the memo. You have missed the memo. And it's very, very, very important that we acknowledge and that we remember that this is about a shift in consciousness. I know it's easy to get involved and be like, oh, but Melbourne, but like, and I've got some of my followers and they're getting to the point where they're like, Lucy, I know I'm going to have to take this. Like, literally, guys, stand in your truth. Stand in your truth. This is like, we are in the eye of the storm right now. Literally, we are in the eye of the storm right now. I promise you, we are so close. Everything is coming to fruition. Everything is really coming to the surface, and it's had to. And I don't know. Hi, Kay. Lovely to meet you, babe. I'm pleased that you resonate with me, my sweetheart. I go live as often as I possibly can on here, but follow me on Instagram because I go live on there every single day, but it's lovely to have you with us, babe. There are so many distractions taking place around the world right now, and I know so many of you don't quite you get it, but then you're like, oh my gosh, and it's that decision, it's making that choice that is holding you back from your journey. We are on a literal cleansing of humanity right now. We are on a literal who wants to ascend, who wants to come with. Guys, I'm going to say it again. I've been saying it for a long time. People are going to choose the lower consciousness. And with all due respect to those people, good luck. Good luck. It's not my path. I am not choosing that. Even if my family chooses that, I'm not choosing that. And it breaks my heart to say that. I love my family so much. I'm not staying with this. I'm not prepared to stay living in this vibration anymore. Does it mean I'm going to disappear off in a spaceship? No, gosh, no, I don't mean that. Does it mean I'm never going to see these people again? No. It just means that my life is going to be on a different vibration to those people that are choosing this lower vibration. Okay? Pick wisely right now. Like, I'm so grateful that I'm single because I'm watching people and I'm like, thank gosh. Like, I am not picking the timeline that these people are picking, and thank gosh. I meet some incredible people that are on the planet. Gorgeous, really handsome, really got their stuff together. But I can't be with somebody that's not picking the same timeline as me. We must recognize that we are the anchors right now. We are the calm. We are the people that must stand in their truth. And do you know what? If your boss sacks you, you can sue. And this is the whole point of it. It's about saying, do you know what? I'm willing to lose everything that I had for this mission. And if you guys remember, I did that in 2017. I ended my relationship, my long-term relationship with my ex-partner. I ended it. Why? Because he wanted me to buy a new house and have babies and settle down. And I was like, the world needs me. I don't know what they need from me, but I know I'm being called to do something for the world. Lucy, get over yourself. Lucy, staying, on the trading floor. Like, I don't know what's happened to you. Okay, I've got to let you go. Like, he was my life. I loved him so much. He was my life at that period, and I had to let him go. Then what came next is I had to let go my 100,000 plus, a lot plus, salary. That had to go. I literally relinquished everything that held me to that life. Now, I'm not saying, go out and do anything reckless. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I'm just sharing what I had to do. Why do you think I'm so supported now? Why do you think I can literally throw videos up on YouTube and have people coming to me saying, right, how do I get coached by you? Like, what can I buy from you to help you? I have people messaging me all day, every day. How can I donate to you? I don't take donations. I trust that I am going to be looked after. I trust this healing center is going to come to fruition. I trust the money, the abundance, everything, the wealth, the health, everything is going to come. right? I trust it. I trust it. I'm not some lunatic that's like, oh, I'm just going to law of attraction it in. No, I'm living my truth. I'm taking the action. I'm making it happen. But I also know that I'm going to get looked after because I have stood in my truth and I've relinquished everything that used to keep me to my old lifetime. It is going to become uncomfortable for some people, but remember, you are picking a timeline. Doing this for comfort, doing this, and one of my clients, one of my past clients recently, she's reached out to me. She had to take two because she's a teacher. She's not in the UK. In other countries, it's mandated. Just to let you guys know before you all get on your high horses, I would have said no. She took two. The third one, the booster, basically has brought on Guillain-Barre. Young daughter, now pretty much paralyzed from the waist down, can't do the things that she needs to do. I'm not hating on her. Well, you should have listened. I'm loving on her. That's her soul contract. I'm supporting her. I'm giving her everything I possibly can to help her detox to get to a point. She's now suing. Like, we don't know what's going on in other people's lives. So let's release the judgment. But from my perspective right now, if you are sat here watching and you're like, oh my God, I'm getting to the point where I'm going to have to take it. Do you really have to take it? Or is this now your opportunity to stand in your truth? Because do remember, sometimes taking the easy option, i.e. taking this, might not be the one that is going to serve you. Remember, we've all got two timelines that we're picking. I could have taken this and ended up with some dis-ease or my body functions not working again. Like, I don't know. I will never know because I'm not going to take it. Do remember there's two timelines and you will always, whichever one you pick is going to be the path that you go down. So I cannot say it to you enough. And actually, I wrote this down a week ago and I put it on, literally, I've got Post-it notes everywhere. Literally, I wrote this down a week ago and I thought, I wonder why I wrote that down. And it's for today. Blanking it out, pretending it's not happening, is you choosing a timeline. Blanking it out, pretending it's not happening, is you choosing a timeline. Please choose your timeline. What if you take this because it's easy and something happens to your health? Is that going to be easy at that point? You guys can figure it out because I don't know. I don't know. I don't live in your shoes. For me personally, excuse me, I shouldn't say this and I'm not calling this in. The worst possible thing that could happen to me is not be able to run, not be able to walk in nature. I'm throwing it out there. So I know I'm not going to risk this because there's a risk associated that might happen. Also, the other thing is, I want to have a baby. You guys know. Actually, you might not know. I shared a video in my Facebook group, Self Love Club with Lucy Davis. On Thursday, I was meditating and my son came to me. It was so beautiful. He said to me, "Mummy, wake up." And he was so beautiful. Like, I can't even say to you guys. And I've, said to him, I'm ready. As soon as your dad's ready, like, I promise you, we're bringing you through, babe. Like, I promise you. So I've actually seen him. I've had a conversation with him. He's so beautiful. He looks like two people that are already in my life, that I know of, that I've always been shown a potential. I've basically got 7 soul choices on the planet, and it's 2 of those soul choices. I'm aware of all 7 of them now. I wasn't at the time, but I obviously over the years, you're like, oh, okay, cool. And he looked the spit of these 2, so very, very interesting. So I'm just like, as soon as your baby daddy is ready, like, I'll be bringing you through, and I'm really excited to meet you. So my point of sharing this is, I wouldn't take this because I know that there's issues relating to that with women. Okay, so, oh guys, this is so possible for all of you. Like, literally, I nearly jumped out of my meditation because I thought my child was with me. Like, I thought, oh my God, I'm in a different timeline. My child is with me. I was in a different timeline. I met him. He had to come through and he had to show me that he is there, ready and waiting. And he was so excited and so beautiful and just the biggest eyes you can imagine. If any of you have met me in real life, you'll know I've got massive eyes, and just this energy around him was just so freaking amazing. And I know some of you watching this will be like, she's freaking crazy. Here she goes again, thinking these things. No, I just experience them and I just share them, and I'm vulnerable enough to let you guys know this is where I'm at. You know, you might not believe it, you guys might not agree with it, and that's okay. We don't have to agree. This is the whole point. This is the whole point of what we're doing. Joe, never say never, my love. I'm seeing huge rollbacks of the women. Okay. There is huge rollbacks of the women. Great question, Hannah, and I'm going to answer it and then I'm going to end this live today because I was only going to do a short one and we've already done 45 minutes. So Hannah in the chat has asked, so does that mean there isn't just one soulmate? Yes, Hannah, you are absolutely right. You will meet the soulmate that is at the relevant level for your journey. So, for example, I had soulmates in my life. Like my ex-boyfriend was a soulmate. Okay, we've been on a huge soul journey together many, many times. And if I was going to choose to stay in the lower vibrational timeline, he would have been my soulmate, which is why he came into my life. However, I had already been shown that there was a higher consciousness. Because of my twin flame, I'm going to call it. My twin flame showed me that there was a higher level of consciousness. So I basically went on a journey, and since then I have met men that are conscious. I've met men that are literal, so freaking conscious. It's like, wow. And I'm not talking walking around with dreads and flip-flops and, you know, those stereotypical. I'm not talking about that. I mean men that have their shit together, but they are so freaking conscious. And this is about where we elevate to, where we're prepared to get to. Okay, so that's my perspective on it. You only have one twin flame. You only have one twin flame. Your twin flame is your literal soul in a body of somebody else. So my other half of my soul is in a male body. I'm attracted to men this lifetime. You know, it doesn't mean that you can't be gay. Like, you can have your twin flame in the same sex body as yourself. So just so you know, just bringing that up into consciousness, because there's a lot of controversy around twin flames. I've got a very different perspective on it because I'm very clear that I am one and my twin is alive this lifetime. Everybody has a twin, but very few are alive at the same time on the planet. So, and this is the illusion again, and I feel it's a spiritual new age like illusion. Oh yeah, your twin flame, or you're going to meet your twin flame. Chances are you won't. You know, chances are you won't. In 2013, 2014, a lot of the twin flames came back online. 2017 was another year where a lot of twin flames met. Okay, so those are the two timelines, and one of those timelines is when I met my twin flame. So I'm not going to give too much information, just in case, God forbid, he watches this video, because he doesn't know he's my twin flame, which is just brilliant. So yes, twin flame is your literal soul. They will slam everything that you love about yourself and everything that you hate about yourself into your consciousness, into your face, into your life, so you can either heal or run away. Now, I've chosen to heal. Heal, 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 heal. Even though I'm like, God, sometimes you make me fucking angry. I've chosen to heal this lifetime. I'm ready to have the super conscious relationship, which is why other men are coming into my life right now, whereby they are showing me a literal level of consciousness that I'll be honest, I never thought was possible. I didn't think it would be possible to have a relationship with people. Hey, Keith, I wasn't meant to be doing it, babe, so don't worry too much. I've only had to remove one comment, but I'm winging it on my own today, mate. Thank you so much for joining anyway. This is a good one. You might want to go back and watch it. So, and totally unexpected. But if I can be available, I'm going to be available. I'm not going to pretend that I can't do it. So, like I was saying, twin flame is very much could be a karmic relationship. So from my perspective, there's 3 relationships. Oh my gosh, maybe I'll do a separate video on this, but I'm going to do this really quickly, high level. Twin flame is literal you in another person's body. Like literally you in another person's body. You are so in tune, you are so aligned, you might even look like each other, you might pull facial expressions. Me and my twin flame pull facial expressions so similar, it's hilarious. I've seen pictures and I'm like, Jesus, really? I don't know how anyone can't see it. Like literally we look so similar. And there is just so much about us that we're literally the same person. And as much as you feel so comfortable with them and you love them. Like literally, you have a love for this person and you're like, I don't even know why I feel like this about you, but I do. I just feel so comfortable with you. Literally, they will show you everything that you have to heal, literally everything that you have to heal from my perspective. And it's really beautiful. Like the twin flame relationship is very special, very special. You can talk about things that you wouldn't talk about with other people. You have this bond that is just very, very precious, especially when you're both kind of in alignment. Like I imagine a sexual intimate relationship with your twin flame partner when you are both completely aware that you are each other, and that you are aware that you are going to mirror each other completely. I feel would be the most powerful union ever known to man. I would love my twin flame to elevate this lifetime. I'm not sure he's going to, but he's still an option. Okay, I'm shown constantly. I mean, seriously, I say to my guides, who am I going to end up with? And constant, literally constant. It's him. His name comes up, and I'm like, oh, for God's sake, if you meet somebody like that and you go and it's just perfection, chances are that's a soul relationship. Chances are it's a soul relationship. It's a union of like a soul relationship coming back together, which is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Easy relationships come from soul relationships. The twin flame relationship is not easy. It's not an easy relationship. And I'm not saying any relationship's easy, guys. Relationships are bloody tricky at the best of times, right? But you know what I mean. If it just flows with ease and grace, chances are that is a soul relationship. From my perspective, you guys can shoot me down. You can have a different perspective. Absolutely, you can. Just sharing this from mine. The other one is karmic. Now, a lot of people meet somebody and they're like, oh my God, it's so passionate, it's so lustful, it's so this, it's so that. But there's this real, like, vigorous tug of war going on. Welcome to karmic relationships. They are so destructive. They are there to teach you a lesson. And every single one of us has come in this lifetime and basically said, we're going to have karmic relationships. I'll never forget a guy I dated when I lived in Bournemouth. My God, I loved him and he loved me. He messaged me a couple of years ago and said, you were the one that got away, Lucy. He was my karma. He was my karmic relationship. I made a commitment that when I met him, and I literally saw him and went, he's coming home with me. Like literally, I was like, whoa, this man, whoa, he was gorgeous. Literally, never been so blunt about it in my life. But I was like, he is coming with me, you know, and it was such a karmic relationship. We were horrible to each other, but we loved each other. Do you get what I mean? And when he reached out to me, Keith, you make me blush. But I was. This is back in the day when I used to be naughty. I wouldn't ever behave like that now. But seriously, I walked into this pub and I'd had a very heavy weekend, and I said to the girls, he is mine. And he was mine for about 18 months. We had this real toxic thing, and it was karma. It was such a huge amount of karma. And like I say, when he reached out to me about 18 months ago and was like 2 years ago, maybe a bit longer than that, actually, I'll never forget, because I was sat at an airport and I just got this phone call and I'm like, seriously, is this happening right now? And he said to me, you're the one that got away, Lucy. Like, I should have married you. Like, and I was like, put the phone down and I was like, thank God I didn't marry him, because I would have done. Thank God. You know, and I love him. Please don't think that I'm being mean about him. He's a lovely guy and I wish him all the success and all the best for his future. But he was a karmic relationship and I see it now. And after him, like, you feel awful after a karmic relationship. You know, you feel awful after that, okay? And you question everything and you sabotage and it's just awful. But then you realize, actually, that person wasn't ever intended for me. That person was to bring me up to a level of consciousness where I could appreciate that actually everything that I would go for back then perhaps was to lead me down a karmic path of relinquishing, you know, the things that I did. Like I cheated on somebody when I was younger. I did those things and I had to release it. And this man, thankfully, and I'm so grateful to him, brought it into my consciousness. Okay. Then obviously I've had other toxic relationships since. The guy that ran me over, for example, you know, that was a toxic relationship. That again was a karmic relationship. But again, I'm grateful to him. But since then, I'm so grateful because the relationships that I've been in, my ex-partner was definitely a soul relationship. Like, I could have married him. We could have had an incredible life. We could have had, beautiful babies together. Like, he's gorgeous. Anyone that ends up with him, even though he's been a bit of a twat to me this year, like, anyone that ends up with him is very lucky, and I'm just, I'm grateful that he came into my life. Men do try and come back into my life and be a twat when I say no. Again, it's part of me using my voice, which is why I've got such clear boundaries in place with people. Okay, like, everything is because of that. So just know that relationships are very, very powerful. And like Lara said, yes, my relationship with my husband is just the best. I got married really quickly. That's how perfect a soul relationship can be. Embrace it, guys. Stop looking for your twin flame. If you find a soul relationship and it just feels right, it just feels good, please, 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 please go with it. Go with it. Ladies and gents, this has been the weirdest Sunday service. I wanted to talk about the fuel crisis. We've ended up speaking about relationships, but I think it would, let me know if you would like me to do a separate video on relationships. I feel as if it might be really good if I bring all of them in together and we can maybe do another live so that you can ask questions as we go along. Let me know how you feel about that. People love talking about love, right? Like, I'm in love with love. Like, honestly, I can't wait for my man on his white horse to just pull up at my door and be like, I'm here, baby girl, I'm here. Literally, I can't wait for him. I met 3 very attractive men on my walk this morning. Like, literally, they were such beautiful souls. And because I can check auras and stuff, I was like, yes, I think that's a yes. So let me do a video this week. I will look in my diary. I will see a convenient time. And you're right, Lara. That's what I say to everything. When anybody says to me, Lucy, what's your words of wisdom? What's your words of wisdom? More to the point, love is the answer, no matter the question. Guys, I love you to the moon and stars. Have the most incredible Sunday. I will let you guys know in the community channel as to when I am going to do this video on relationships, because next Sunday I think we're going to need Sunday service for exciting times on the planet. I love you all to the moon and stars, guys. Have the most beautiful day. Take care.